How's it going, you cheeky cheeseburgers? We're going to go over the Automaton faction, enemies, weak points, some background information. Now, there are a lot of enemies, roughly 35. And so what we're going to do is, if they are variants or if they have roughly the same health pools, I'm just going to go through them quickly so that we can get through this a lot. I'm going to tell you the names. And if they're a variant, know that this is just the same kind of enemy. I do have a video about the Illuminates. If you want to watch that one, you can. And let's get started. Variants of the Automaton's troopers will call for reinforcements through their flare system. This includes the Trooper, Brawler, Commissary, Rocket Raider, Mortar, MG Raider, Assault Raider, Jet Brigade Commissary, the Jet Brigade Trooper, the Jet Brigade MG Raider, Pyro Trooper, Incendiary Rocket Raider are all classified as light armor, so they will call for reinforcements. Our first enemy is the Trooper, and this one has 4 variants of itself: Brawler, Commissary, and Rocket Raider. The Trooper itself, light automaton unit armed with a fusion SMG and explosive grenade. The Brawler, light automaton unit armed with twin heated blades that specialize in close quarter combat. Automaton squad leader armed with sidearm and heated blade for versatile offensive options. Rocket Raider, light automaton unit armed with a rocket launcher. Now, they all have 125 health, small class, light armor, 200 damage grenades. Now, everything else is going to vary based on melee, rocket damage, and force impact, which is going to be 15. With that, we can go to the Mortar. Their spawning is going to change based on the difficulty, and they're going to go into the other type of variants, but they typically spawn from bot drops, automaton factories, automaton outposts, and the objective. They're more likely to be replaced by the Rocket Raiders, MG Raiders, and if a planet has the Jet Brigade, then they will be replaced by the Jet Brigade variants in medium difficulty. If the planet has the Incendiary Corps, then they're going to be replaced by the Incineration Corps variant on challenge. And starting on challenging difficulty, you can find them in minor points of interest as well. Behaviors of troopers and raiders will fire the SMG fusion 5 rounds. It takes roughly 4 seconds for it to cool down. They're going to stay stationary while they shoot at you. If you're behind cover, they will throw grenades at you. If there's a CYBORG agitator in sight, he will command the troopers to run faster, group together, and follow orders under that agitator, and their eyes glowing bright orange. Now, since these are all light armor variants and enemies, they're super easy to take down. Typically, their head goes for 40 health to a total of 125. Their torso goes for 100 health. Their legs go for 90 health. So if you take out one of their legs, they're going to keep crawling, but eventually die out to you. Some tactics for the light automatons, this includes all of the variants, will be that 1, they can call for reinforcements for bot drops. Prevent a bot drop if you kill any of these enemies, and if you go for grenades or headshots, they will most likely kill this enemy super quickly, or legs to cripple them. If you blow up their gun arm, this will prevent them from firing back, resort to melee. With that, we can go to the next sort of variant, is the Mortar and the MG Raider. These are still light armor enemies, and they can still call for reinforcements. The Mortar is reinforced automaton unit armed with a fusion rifle and explosive grenades. The MG Raider, reinforced automaton unit armed with a fusion machine gun, explosive grenades, and a volatile with a tendency to explode. So you got to be careful with this one. They're both small class light armor, 125 health. It's a variant of the Trooper, 200 grenade damage, 100 fire damage for the one with the backpack, fist 25 damage, ballistic for the damage type, explosive and fire, and melee. Typically find them in easy difficulty with a 0.5 for fire multiplier damage. For the spawning, they will come from bot drops, automaton outposts, objectives, and automaton fabricators. They start spawning at challenging, and starting on challenging, they will be found on point of entrance guarding them. They will replace the troopers on higher difficulties, and if there's a Jet Brigade, they will be replaced with the variant of the Jet Brigade on easy. Now, the behaviors follow pretty much the same as the Trooper. They will shoot 12 shots at a Helldiver. They will throw grenades behind if you're hiding and try to suppress you. They will they can call for reinforcements, and if there's a Jet Brigade, then you'll get that variant. For their health points, pretty much the same thing as the other ones. For their weak points, it's going to be the same as the other variants. Torso for 100, head headshot for 40, and that will get you done, or just headshots. Other tactical, they're still going to be the same. They're going to, some background information about them is that they're going to shoot continuously 12 shots, try to frag you as much as they can. Like I said previously, their backpacks will explode if it's not permanently destroyed once they die. You can recognize them by their fins on their side, and also they will call for reinforcements. Grenades and headshots is the easiest way to get rid of them. And with that, we made it to our first kind of official enemy, which is the Berserker. Durable automaton unit armed with dual chainsaws that specialize close quarter combat. Size class medium. It's still under light armor. It has 750 health. Damage is 80 meat saw slash. 100 stump. Damage type is melee. It can spawn at easy. It has a 1.25 fire multiplier and a 30 stagger force. For spawning, this enemy typically is going to spawn on easy during bot drops, patrols, guarding automaton outposts, and starting challenging. They can be found guarding minor points of entrance. Behaviors for the Berserker will be that they will simply go towards the Helldiver, as these guys tend to have more melee attacks. So you have a little bit of breathing room than other enemies, but they still go at a good speed. So a stagger weapon is recommended for these guys. For their health, they have 750 health, so you will have to hit either their crotch or their pelvis, their stomach. This would be the easiest places to hit them and to get max damage. They are faster than Devastators, but alone by themselves, they're not as a danger to you in the tactical form. So the easiest way to get across this or to take care of this enemy is to use something like the SMG-72 Plumber, the JAR-5 Dominator, the CP9 Explosion Crossbow, as this will have a heavy stagger and slow them down or stop them completely. If you want to completely kill them and just mow them down, the machine gun or the Steward can destroy their armor super quickly. G23 stun can entirely stop a Berserker in their tracks, allowing for Helldivers to quickly destroy them with a quick headshot. So that's another thing that you can do for them. Hey, if you're liking this so far, do give it a like, subscribe, comment below your favorite faction and enemy type, and yeah, let's keep going. The Devastator, medium armor automaton unit armed with fusion assault cannons. This is a medium class, 750, almost like a variant of the previous one. Damage is going to be 35 fusion assault cannon, 60 reinforcement fist point, 100 stump. Damage types are ballistic and melee. You can spawn at easy. Fire multiplier is 1.5 with a 30 stagger force. This is a medium armor unit as well. The Devastator can first be spawned on easy, bot drops, automaton outposts, objectives. Starting on challenging, the Devastator begins being replaced by its variant, the Heavy Devastator, and the Rocket Devastator. This increases the higher difficult. In addition, Devastators can be found guarding minor points of entrance. The Factory Strider can spawn 4 Devastators from its undercarriage. Keep that in mind. So blow those in the belly with heavy anti-tank. The behavior of the Devastator is a slow approach towards the Helldiver. They will shoot their fusion cannons 2 rounds per shot, shoot 2 seconds again. If you get too close to a Devastator, this motherfucker will knock fuck out of you, bro. So stay away from, keep your distance. Once again, health is 750. You can go for a headshot, 110. You can go for its chest, torso for 425. You can destroy their arms, 260, or you can hit it on its belly for 350, or once again, pelvis or its legs for 500 each. It's up to you what you want to go for. Bunch of running balls, you know. Some information about attacks that you can go for is 1, even though their torso is medium armor, it's going to take longer to destroy. You can always go for the head and their stomach, as this is notably 1 armor or under armor 2, which means if you have a precise headshot or stomach shot from a P-113 verdict or a R-63 diligence, you could easily kill them very quickly, and their variants as well. But their variants is going to have a little bit changes on them. Now, if you can kill them with that, or you want to get a stun weapon, or, you know, slow them down and try to go for those headshots again, the crossbow or the SMG Punisher are good for these, especially the anti-material rifle or the sniper rifle as well. Another thing that you can do, if that doesn't work for you, is try to throw explosives in their legs. Use something like the sickle or the double-edged sickle and try to mow their legs down. Now, so that we can, in a sort of way, reduce the time frame for these, we have the Rocket Devastator, the Heavy Devastator, the Incendiary MG Devastator, Configuration Devastator, and the Jet Barrage Devastator, because they fly. So these are all going to have the same kind of health points attack ways. Now, obviously, the rocket devastator is going to throw rockets at you. I think it's like 4 at a time. The heavy devastator is going to have a machine gun while having a shield. You have that, but luckily you have this angle of the shield where you can actually dodge it, as well as the incendiary MG devastator is going to be pretty much the same as the heavy devastator. That's the barrage variant. Flagration devastator is going to have a concussive shots, 2 rapid, more than the previous ones, and pretty much the same health points, same weak points as the standard devastator and its other variants. So it seems like a lot of different enemies, but they're all just the same, just different variants or different things that they can do. That's what I'm trying to go through it quickly. But headshots and their bellies are their weak points, as these have light armor. Now you have the scout striders. I always remind this of like troopers from Star Wars. It says armor automaton recon walkers. These are the scout striders, armed automaton recon walker armed with a heavy fusion repeater and mained by a single trooper, shield from small arm fires from the front. Now these ones are kind of, you know, pretty easy to take down. They are large size, but they have less health. If you can take the actual trooper out, they're a large class, health is 500, 650 fusion repeater, 100 stump, damage is ballistic and melee. This is a medium difficulty times 1 multiplier for fire and a 30 stagger force. They're going to tend to spawn at medium. Scout striders can be spawned on bot drops, automaton outposts, objectives, and starting with challenging, they can be found guarding minded points of entrance. Starting on impossible, scout striders are replaced by a fully armed variant, the reinforced scout striders, and those are the ones that look more like actual walkers from Star Wars. I think they're called walkers, my bad. The behavior of the scout is pretty much approaching the Helldiver. They're going to shoot you with a heavy fusion repeater 3 times. It's going to cool down for 4 seconds. Then it's going to try to stump you. Also, if you shoot its waist, you can destroy the vehicle itself. But keep in mind that if you do destroy the vehicle, the trooper inside can still attack. But if you destroy the trooper himself, you will completely destroy the vehicle. So once again, the health points is 500. If you kill the pilot, which is a 125, which is what the trooper's health is, you can completely kill the enemy from the sides of the front. If you can get that, you know, that aim perfectly fine. If not, killing its plate or face plate is 350. Its other integral parts like the turret system is also 300. Its waist is 300. Its legs is 400. So if you can get those, if you can kill the actual thing, its variant is the reinforced Shrouder, a reinforced variant of the Scout Strider, armed with rocket and arm surrounding the entire pilot. Now these ones are also pretty easy to kill. Now they're size class large. They have 500 health, 6 for damage is 60 heavy fusion repeaters, 400 rocket blast, 30 rocket impact, 100 stump. Damage type is ballistic, explosive, and melee, and they can spawn at impossible with a 40 stag force. For spawning the reinforced Shrouder, they typically start coming in at level impossible. They replace a Shrouder, and they can be seen from, you can spawn them from bot drops, trolls, guarding, automaton outposts, and minor point of interest. Now, just like its previous variant, these guys will shoot their fusion repeated 3 times, cool down for 4 seconds, and then shoot 4 rockets. Usually they alert the Helldivers present, and before firing rockets, briefly remain still, so you have that opening shooting. Now, health points is going to be its actual faceplate, rocket relays with 200, the rockets for 400, and turn systems 300, waist is 300, legs are 400. If you blow up their rockets, even though it says that it's 100, these typically will destroy the actual system, especially if you can get the timing when they're just on time as the rocket launches. If you shoot your gun at them, pretty much getting rid of the entire unit quickly. So just shoot the rockets and avoid everything else. But if not, go for their legs. It's the easiest way to do it, or their crotch or waist. You can do this with light armor weapons. Hey guys, if you're liking the video so far, do give it a like, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I'm trying to post more Helldiver content, as well as upcoming Warhammer content from Space Marine 2, Vermintide, Darktide, and other video games, like random games that I've played and what I think about them. So yeah, give it a like, subscribe, comment below, like I said, your variant of any of the other factions or anything that you want me to talk about on the next video or so. Let's continue. The Hulk has 5 variants. They're all going to be 1,800 health. Damage type is going to depend on the different variant, but it's typically 70 rocket blast, 30 rocket impact, 200 200 weapon swing, 200 vertical slam, 100 heavy stomp, explosive, ballistic, and melee different types, and then 1.5 for fire multiplier, and then a 40 stagger force. Like I said, these are all going to be depending on the variant that you get, or any of those. You're going to have the Hawk Crusader, the Hawk Fire Bomber, the Hawk Scorcher, the Jet Bird Scorcher Hawk, and then the Jet Bird Crusader, the Jet Scorcher Hawk, the Jet Crusader Hawk. Those two are going to actually fly or jump, hover towards you like a jetpack. So I'm not going to go into complete details, as these are all pretty much killed the same way. Do have different things. The two Hawk Scorchers have chainsaws and flamethrowers, just that one flies. The Hawk Berserker both have guns on their arms. They can all be killed from behind with a sticky grenade or just killing their engine in the back. For spawning, the Hawk Obliterator usually and only spawns for eliminated automaton Hawk missions. It's exclusively to medium damage. Keep that in mind. These motherfuckers are also different in their way that they will shoot their attacks. From the Hawk Crusader, they typically have 3 rocket silos, ammunition launchers in between weapons. And if you do manage to destroy their arms, they will do a slam attack with their foot or stomp attack. Once again, they have 1,800 health. Gonna depend on how things are perceived, but the easiest way to kill these guys is through the back on their heat sink. That's gonna be 900 damage that you can put right there. And then if you can take both of their arms, they won't vulnerable because they can no longer attack you, and they're gonna have to get close to you. So as long as you can run around. Alrighty guys, this is the WARSTRIDER, heavily armed automaton walker unit armed with heavy fusion repeaters and explosive grenade launchers. It's a size class large, 3,500 health, damage is 80 fusion, cavalry impact, 600 fusion, cavalry blast, 200 grenade explosion, 350 stomp damage. Damage type is ballistic and explosive. It can be found on difficult extreme. Fire multipliers of 1.5 fire, and then a staggered threshold of 40 force. For the spawning, once again, it's going to be on extreme difficulty. Automaton outposts, old fabricators, or bot drops, and they can also spawn outside of cities biome during missions where bot drops only contain either WARSTRIDERs or tanks as well. And some missions will not have the WARSTRIDER, especially if it takes place in a city. That includes emergency evacuation, retrieve valuable data, conduct geological survey, and spread democracy, which is the flag racing one. Now, the behavior is pretty simple for these guys. They're going to throw frags at you, typically 10 lasers if they're in range. But if you're outside of their range, they really don't bother with you too much. Once again, their health pool is 3,500, 3,300 if you can get it. Is their crotch at 1,800. You can easily kill this thing super fast. Now, if you can get their heat sink, which is next to the crotch, that will give you 700. So anti-tank weapons can easily destroy this thing super fast. That's all going to be in the front side. Now, for tactical information, some places that you want to target are the eyes, the rear vent. A single railgun on unsafe mode would do the trick. An anti-material rifle can destroy their eyes. If you have the ultimatum or the spear and you shoot these guys in any body part, it will one-shot the enemy. Doesn't matter where you hit them, easily destroy them. If you have the expandable anti-tank, the quasar cannon, cordless rifle, if you shoot the crotch, hip joint, or legs, it will also destroy it. And any other weapon that can actually hit those spots, you're going to be pretty much set to go. They're really easy to take down. They just seem more intimidating than they are. Fuck them is what I say. Okay, once again, we have a variant of enemies, and this is going to be on the tank. You got the Annihilator tank, the Shredder tank, and the Barrage tank. The Annihilator tank, armor automaton unit armed with fusion machine guns and a large cannon. The Shredder tank is a tank variant armed with a quad barrel fusion auto cannon. The Barrage tank is a tank variant armed with a large missile ray capable of direct and mortar fire. They'll have the same exact health of 3,000. Turret main is 2,100 health. This is a large class enemy. Typically, he's going to have a 35 Quasar Fusion Cypher, 60 Hull Heavy Fusion Repeater, a 1,500 Fusion Battle Cannon Impact, 100 Fusion Cannon Blast, 100 Turn Explosive, and 1 Explosion. The damage type is ballistic and explosive, and they will spawn at medium difficulty. They have a 1 1.5 fire multiplier damage. And like I said, this is going to have variants of it. Typically spawn at medium level, specific medium to large automaton outposts. At beginning of the challenging, they can spawn at bot drops, patrols, guarding automaton outposts, fortress, minor point of entrance. They occasionally be found patrolling the map on their own. Another tanks can also spawn from shredder. They have the exact same spawns as the shredder tank, and on suicide mission they will occasionally replace the barrage tank. Now, because these enemies typically have the same mannerisms, you can kind of do the exact same. Personally, I think 1 or 2 termites would do the job. Blow up their back heat sink. If you destroy their tank tracks, can't move anymore. So those are places that you will want to look for. Their main health is 3,000. Their turret is going to be 2,100 if you can get that. Their heat sink is 750. Now, like I said before, a single thermite grenade is going to do the job for these guys. Spear, cordless rifle, the ultimatum. I mean, there's so many different ways to go about destroying these guys that it's really not that hard. The ultimatum always angle it almost like at a 45 degree, and you're always going to be fine, honestly. And if you die forward, you'll get that 45 degree longer. All right, so now we got the gunship, a medium armor flying automaton unit armed with fusion machine guns and rockets. It's a size class. Health is 950. The damage is going to be 65 heavy fusion cipher, 70 rocket blast, 30 rocket impact, 100 def explosion. Damage type is ballistic and ballistic and explosion, and it will spawn at a hard difficulty. This one for the spawning for the gunship is going to be on a gunship facility on hard and above once the Helldiver is 150 meters from the actual facility itself. Up to 2 at a time can spawn with a maximum of 4 per tower. Operation modifier is active, or the gunship will actually spawn 2 to 4 trolls of this variant as well. The behavior for the gunship is going to depend. If the Helldiver is in its vicinity, then it will just start attacking. If there's nothing in there, it's going to patrol on a straight line across the map. One Helldiver gets spotted by a gunship. This will alert the other ones as well while patrolling. Once in combat, it will try to fire its heavy fusion ciphers, 6 rockets and silo up to 4 at a time, and 8 on its secondary heavy fusion ciphers. And if you're able to take this thing down, it's going to try and crash explode. For the weak points, its main health is 950. Some things that you can do for this thing is try to destroy its front thrusters for 400 damage, its rear thrusters for also 400 damage. If you can get a good shot at their actual main fusion launch, then you can probably get it in one shot. Most anti-tank weapons will destroy this really easy, so you won't have to struggle as much. It's just how it approaches you with, you know, troopers, different variants of that, devastators. So it's going to depend on how much you can push to be able to destroy this first, but you always want to go for them because they're going to bombard you as much as they can. Now, to try to take this enemy down as fast as you can use a spear. It's going to be overkill, but because of the amount, only getting a minimum amount of rockets. A launcher, a commando are great to take this thing out. You can even take this thing out with a heavy machine gun, even a laser cannon, railgun, auto cannon. Just keep in mind, they do hover and move around. They're not stationary for the most part. They try. Now we are at the dropships, an unarmed automaton ship that drops in fellow automaton units in response to a bot drop flare. Size is massive, health 3,500. It can spawn at level trivial. The health point and weak point is the same. Now, the easiest way to kill this thing is to shoot it with an anti-tank on its thrusters. Any one thruster, one shot will destroy this. Auto cannon. Keep in mind, if you want to trigger a spawn or a bot spawn, that's the easiest way to save yourself some time. In case you want to go and take on a fortress or something, you can trigger it, deal with that in a location, and then go fight fortress or whatever you want to go do. Grenade launchers can do it as well. Plenty of ways to do this. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that in Metropolis, dropships were actually hovered down like warp ships will instead of a trajectory like they normally take. Guys, I know this video is taking forever. It's a long video, but there's a lot of enemies. And like I said, there's too many variants. So I'm just trying to cut through them and just give you the big ones, like the Factory Shrouder. Massive automaton quad walker armed with 2 fusions, Gatling guns, and a large burst cannon capable of creating and deploying squad of devastators. Size is massive. Health pool is 1,000. Damage is 35 fusion, Gatling gun, 1500 repeater cannon impact, 100 repeater cannon blast, 300 death when exploding. Damage type is ballistic and explosive. It spawns at challenging. It has a 1.5 fire multiplier damage take. The spawning for the Factory Strider: eliminate automaton Factory Strider mission starting on level challenging, and on stream they became spawning from drops or guarding heavy automaton outposts. Secondary objectives: intercept convoys can be one as well for patrolling. Scrambling to the resemble miniature stratagems jammers is where they're also going to be. When the Cyber Legion is present, they're going to be replaced by the Vox engines, including a convoy secondary objective. So these are the newer enemies that just released on the last 6.0 patch, which is the Cyborgs Vox engines. Those are also super easy to take down, and they have a whole lot less health, honestly. So maybe those are a little better to do. Some of the behaviors that you got to watch out for the Factory Strider is their Gatling gun is a 360, so it'll be the first thing to shoot you, and also it has a rapid deadly 1200 RPMs to go at you. Other thing that makes them also deadly is the fact that they will spawn up to 4 Devastator every 50 to 55 seconds as they open their belly to create more. But when they do open their belly, you can easily take them out, as that will be when they're going to be their weakest, as their weak point gets open to you. If you're underneath them, they will still crush the Helldivers. So that's something to keep in mind. Right, for the weak points and health points for the Strider, there where you really want to try to get your shots are in its head body. Now, this is not going to be easy. It is 2,500, so you can connect there with a auto cannon or something that can just get into that point. Its neck goes right into that head body as well. Its body size is really where you want to kind of attack itself. If you can manage to get inside the belly when it opens, or just shoot at its belly when it's either close, you will kill this thing pretty quickly. Now, some of the things you got to watch out for is that this is level 5 armor and a 10,000 health. Even a 500 kilo Eagle drop, Eagle strafing runs, or even a orbital 380 barrage won't kill this thing, but it will lower its health. And you can finish it off with a leveler or a solo silo. Now, the other thing that you can do is the anti-material rifle, the autocannon, and the laser cannon. You can use it to destroy its Gatling guns or try to go for its head as much as you can. And you can use something for their eyes. You can use something like the expandable anti-tank, the recordless rifle, the quasar cannon, the anti-tank emplacement, the commando. I mean, there's different ways to approach this enemy. It's just you can destroy the dropships, and that will instantly kill the Factory Striders. The Jet Brigade is a sub-faction of the Automatons, the modified lift 80 jump packs. So I'm not going to go completely into details for these guys because they're all variants of the Trooper, and Hawk already did this, and like I said, they're pretty much the same. You kill them the same, they got the same health pool. So really it would be kind of like wasting your time to tell you how to kill these guys if you can know how to kill the Trooper and the Hawk. The Incineration Corp is another sub-faction of the Automaton, primarily utilizing flame weaponaries. Same thing with these guys. We already did the Troopers and the Devastators and the Hawks. They're all variants of those enemies. The Cyber Legion is the latest from patch 6.0 update. And so these guys are a sub-faction of the Automatons, consisting of human fighters enhanced with various cybernetics. These are the original, I want to say, from Helldivers 1. They are like the actual leaders of the Automatons in a sense. You got the Radical, the Agitator, and the Vox machines. These are all kind of like the variants of the Trooper, the Devastator, and the tanks, Factory Striders. And we can start with the Radical. Cybernetically enhanced human soldier equipped with a heavy shotgun and techno martial arts. Size class is medium, health pool is 750, the damage type is 100 to 10 times pellet plasma scattergun, 60 augment punch, 50 techno martial arts. The damage type is ballistic and melee. They can spawn at trivial, and they got a 0.5 fire damage enhancement. They will spawn typically at all difficulties and all on planets where the Cyber Legion is present. Radicals can spawn from bot drops, trolls, and they can guard outposts and objectives. Some of the behaviors for the Radicals are going to be, they will throw grenades every 30 seconds, which are smoke, to try to conceal themselves from you. They will yell and immediately attack you. They can also destroy shield generator relays, just by kicking them. And at close range, they will fire their scatter gun at you and try to fist fight you as well, which is kind of cool. I actually like the animations for these guys when they die. Once again, the health point is 750, body headshots. Their torso is light armors 2, but you can go for headshots with no armor at all. That give you 150, but if you can get the torso, that's 1,200. Or you can go for their legs as well, which is 1,400, and this will cripple them. Here's something to take into account. You can easily kill this with one shot with the anti-material rifle. The CS3 Diligence 5 Dominator can one-shot article. The smoke grenade that they throw at you also stop you from seeing them, but it can also stop the other automatons from seeing you. So that can be used to try to take a one-on-one situation with them, or throw frags at those incoming enemies and they won't see it and explode by themselves. The Agitator, Cyberfield Commander, able to take a direct command of their automaton underlings. Size class medium, health pool is 750, 45 plasma charge, 65 plasma charge, overcharge impact, 30 plasma charge, overcharge explosive, 200 grenades, 60 augmented punch, 50 technical martial arts, ballistic and melee and explosion type damage, as well as it will spawn on trivial, and it has a 0.5 fire multiplier. These guys are leading all the other automaton troops. This means troopers, hawks sometimes, I believe, the devastators, as well as cyborgs themselves. Just like the cyborgs, these guys can be found in any planet where the cyborg legion is present. They spawn from bot drops, patrols, automaton outposts, and objectives. For the behaviors of the agitators, they will command the troops of any light armor unit, berserkers and devastators, like I said before. They won't hesitate to try to attack. They will also use their plasma chargers to try to shoot at you, typically in volleys and overcharge and wait for their cooldown, typically 20 shots. They will also use different maneuvers to try to get around your weapon firing. They will take cover. They will fight different ways, pretty much attack you while defending themselves. Here's the other thing. Once they're in close quarters to you, or they have you at a close proximity, they will switch to their melee attacks, and these guys are ruthless. They have a 750 health. Now their weak points is going to vary, guys. You have their torso that can be exposed once you do enough damage, but almost everything is light armor level 2. Their helmet is level 2. Their chest is level 2. But once you crack those, there's going to be 150 for their head. There's going to be roughly 1,200 on their torso that you can put damage, but you're gonna have to crack shields, which are level 2, and those are the weakest points that you can go for these guys. Level 2 armor, but I recommend you going for their legs, as this will stop their advances if you can go for those headshots. Some of the tactical background information that you want to know about the agitators is they can give commands to the heavy devastators and the berserkers, increasing their speed, making the berserkers even faster and the devastators quicker. Now the way to try to get them is plasma punisher and the purified, as this will kind of counter their attacks. They do have second light armor, like I said before, but the other way to approach this is diligence, which is capable of breaking their shields in 2 to 3 shots, and then with a follow-up shot to completely expose their heads. The other one is the grenade pistol that can easily break their shields. Throwing knives can also be good to dispatch them. These guys are really tough to a degree. I mean, you will give a good amount while they're brushing out you. And if you be Vox engine, massive cyborg mechanic equipped with heavy fusion cannons and a missile ray and Gatling gun. Size class is massive. Health is 11,000. Damage is 20 plasma dusters, 80 plasma micro cavalier impact, 50 plasma micro cavalier blast, 30 concurrent missiles launcher impact, 250 Icarus missile launcher explosion. Damage type is ballistic and explosion, and they come on the suicide mission. They have a 1.5 fire multiplier. For the spawning for the Vox engines, they're gonna spawn on Cyber Legion subfaction planets of the automatons only then and during suicide mission, and they can be seen on patrols, reinforcements, second occupied locations, secondary objectives, interior convoys, and they will spawn 5 Vox machines patrolling 1 at the end of the map. The behavior for the Vox engine 1 is that the factory strider gets replaced on extreme difficulty wherever the cybers are present. So they will take the place as the faction or the enemy type that's going to. The other thing is they will be, you can hear them say their propaganda to kind of know that they're near you. And once they are or have noticed you or alerted to you, they will alert the other ones through their speakers, making loud noises to let them know that you're there. They will hit you with bombardment of grenades recently as well on on the latest patch of so that it's not as much, and they get spread out. And their Gatling guns have been nerfed to where they only hit you at certain points. They don't do like crazy 360 snow scopes kind of thing that they were doing, and they also rotate slower. So these are, you know, things that have been changed since the patch came out. The health pool is 11,000. Different ways to approach this. I personally can get away with throwing thermites into the body and not having to kill them. My approach and the way that I would recommend you doing this is either one, heat sink in the bottom, open the air vents in the back, shoot those, and then throw grenades into the little cubicle on the side. You can destroy their tracks so you can immobilize them, or you can throw 2 thermite stickies at the heat sink at the very bottom underneath them. Now, obviously, you're gonna have to run underneath them and destroy them that way. It's the way that I choose to do it, so that I don't use my ultimatum on them. Now for the tactical, it's really going to be just what I told you a minute ago, putting 3 C4 charges or 3 thermal grenades to the head or 2 to the main heatsink. The leveler, the solo silo can do it with 1 shot, and you know, you can also get them with the ultimatum if you can get underneath it. It's not hard, but it's not easy either. It's like the medium, and obviously a couple of strafing runs and the godly barrage are effective against the engine, dealing large damage. Hey guys, I know this is another long video. I don't know what else to do about it. There's a lot of enemies. I try to cut this down to just the actual enemies that matter. Like I said, there's a lot of variants. They sound like there's multiple different types of enemies, but it's really just the same with either different weapons or different abilities. I'm going to be doing the Terminates next, and I'm probably doing the structures next once I do the Terminates. And I'll probably, if depending how much of that it is, I will do it in one video, or like the Warhammer that I mentioned earlier, which is going to be Darktide, Space Marine 2, Vermintide, which is just a couple videos of that. There's not much in that game to do. And then like just random videos. But do let me know if you can hear my audio better. I took my time to try to fix it. So if you can hear me better, do let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite automaton in Helldivers 2? Hope you have a good day. Good night. I'll see you later, you cheeky cheeseburgers.